Okay, guys, it's time to get back to the nitty gritty when it comes to really getting ourselves into the space where we can build our reserve, get our emergency funds up, and also make sure that we're pulling ourselves out of that financial low season. So, in today's video, we're going to be talking about why tracking is so important to your budgets and how it will actually help position you to get to the space where you want to be financially. So, if you're ready, let's go.
The Debt Demolisher TV with Sophia Melone.
Hi everyone, it's Sophia Melonē, the Debt Demolisher, here to bring you the tools, tips, and tricks that help you manage your financial baggage the right way. What an honor and privilege it is to be before you all for yet another episode drop here on the Debt Demolisher TV, where today we're going to be continuing our conversations around elements and tips to build our emergency fund and really how to get our mental space as well as our financial space in the right head space to get out of our financial ruins if we're at a financially low space. So tracking is something that will really be able to dictate how we are spending, when we are spending, and why we're spending what we're spending on. Oftentimes, we don't realize what our financial patterns are doing because we have not been tracking them. And I know it could be a lot to seem like you're tracking these things manually. So granted, you have your budget outlines, you have your monthly budget versus actual templates, you maybe even have your own make home budget templates that you use. But the thing is, you have to really be able to see what your activity is doing across all aspects, not just what's happening inside of your bank account, but also how you're spending on credit cards. So when you have multiple accounts, when you have activity coming out of one, activity being charged on one, activity being charged on another, how can you put that all in one space and have a collective picture of what you're tracking and your spending in terms of percentages are looking like? One of the features that I love to use and I've shared several times on the channel is Wave apps. So waveapps.com, it's a financial software that's really designed for entrepreneurs to help them with their bookkeeping. But for me, I use it not only for bookkeeping on the entrepreneurship side, but also for personal tracking. So I have several accounts with Wave where I have profiles set up for my businesses as well as my personal, and it's allowing me to sync all of my activity under this one profile so that I can be able to categorize all of the transactions and actually see how my spending is, and I can be able to make decisions from that. More recently, I just did a categorize with me live stream on the channel. I'll go ahead and link that right here so that you guys can be able to check it out. It was a 2-hour live stream that I highly suggest and recommend that you actually go back to after you finish watching this video and you have some time to actually begin to get your categorization together. Because during that lesson or during that live stream, I walked you through how the setup worked. And then I also allocated some time for us to be able to actually do that categorization. And then, of course, closing out with the Power Pack message to let you guys know the importance of that. So with that live stream will complement this video. And if you are someone who are not tracking your expenses, you don't have an easy way to do it, because I know that tracking expenses can seem convoluted and it can seem time extensive. It's best to utilize a software that can help do that tracking for you. And then that way you could always cross-check it, reference it, and make sure that things are pulling in correctly. So as a part of one of my budgeting processes, it is to actually go into my Wave accounts and make sure that my transactions are categorized correctly. There are a couple other things that I do just to make sure that my net worth is properly updated. There's some journal entries that I have to include to true up the value on any properties that I have, to true up the value on maybe any changes inside of my retirement accounts, because some of those things aren't actually linked inside of Wave. But for me being an accountant, for me knowing how to do journal entries and adjust stuff, for me, it's a one-stop shop for me. So it's not difficult for me to track those things. Another thing that I do on the next level when it comes to Wave is I'm actually segregating out my loan payments so that I can actually be able to see what's reducing the principal versus what has been paid in interest. So one of the things that will really get me into the space of re-strategizing my debt approach is by going into my Wave and clicking on my numbers to see what my bank and interest rates charges are for a particular period. And me seeing that number allows me to be like, oh, okay, I need to re-strategize some things. I want to focus on this because I'm literally throwing money away when I'm paying interest. So look at how you can begin to track every aspect of your spending and do it in an easy way where software and a computer could do that for you. And all you have to do is just do a quick fact check. All you have to do is just do some reconciliations. If you leverage automated software, it'll save you so much time. But I don't want you to think that because you had that automated software, you don't have to review, you don't have to verify, and you don't have to vet. That's not what we do over here on the Debt Demolisher TV. You have to make sure that you're auditing and making sure that the systems that you're using don't have any hiccups and are reporting things correctly. So remember, your financial prosperity awaits you, and so does your financial sanity. You already know what I'm going to tell you to do, and that's what? Get to work. All right. Bye.
The Debt Demolisher TV with Sophia Melone. The Debt Demolisher TV with Sophia